conversation with the universe. And with that kind of strength, suddenly I was guided. So we must have like this. So if right now we don't even have that, this way sometimes you will hear, put your mind. What is that mind? Anybody know? What is mind? It's two parts. So if you don't put your minds that this is important, then again, just now I repeat again, it will become formalities. Okay? In the class, you're just going to turn it on, the teacher go away, you're just going to turn it on, the 4 magic words, and then that's it. You'll say, I'm finished, I've done my job. If it's like this, we don't need to hire teachers. In the future, we are going to hire robots. Right? Even right now, if you say, just turn it on, right, sir, I can use computer program to set it. Right? I can ask every student, all right, every student from the mic here in my office. I don't know, I can do like that. Everybody pay attention right now. I'm going to turn on the teacher Koei voice. Thank teacher Koei. Right? After that, all right, everybody close your eyes, put your hand like this. I will have it in mind. I'm going to turn on that 4 magic word right now, okay? It's just formality. There is no thoughts. There is no feeling. Since I'm talking about this, I have to go to one more, a bit jumping around, but it's all connected. About that 4 magic words. Okay? That 4 magic word is not teaching from Teacher Koei, okay? So don't say it's a Teacher Koei. That is a teaching from the Hawaiians. His name is called Ho'oponopono. There's one doctor, mental doctor. He's a practitioner of Ho'oponopono. Okay? So he worked in a mental hospital. In the past, before this Dr. Land come to that hospital is like the patient, most of them are, like murderer case, serial killers, rapists, some of them are really, stressed out like that type. And most of the doctors that work in there, they all give up. And they don't like to work in that place. Until Dr. Land come. But remember, he is a practitioner. That means he really practice that every day in his life. Okay, he's not like read it and then try it. No, he's a practitioner. That means he practiced that. Then when he come to that hospital, he used that 4 magic words to every patient. So it will not be working if like every teacher like doing in the class, like doing like this is a formality. It will not work. I'm very sorry to say, yesterday, also you see me where in the morning, where did I go? CCTV rooms. What did I see? Not all, of course, but several teachers. During 4 magic words, they turn it on, they also watching some other thing in their laptop. So, of course, that will not working. Because there is no mind in there. There is no thoughts, there is no feeling. So what is mind, sir? Mind is like this. When you close your eyes, your mind thinks. The mind is so powerful. It can connect. When you are in the states of very, purity, you can communicate to someone. So, local telepathy is true from the mind. So, if we ever hear a story, or maybe you also have the experience. So, talking about story, in ancient times, because ancient people, they are very pure, right? They don't have many thoughts, they don't have like so many distractions, like handphone, this and that, TV. So the son working as a farmer in the mountains. So suddenly the old mother stay at home, take care of the house. Then suddenly have a guest come and looking for the son. Okay? So ancient time, we don't have handphone, you cannot call, right? Hello, son, come back, you have a guest. So how did the ancient time, the mother communicate to the son? Use the thought and the feeling. So the son can feel it. Hey, my mother calling me, I feel not very good, quickly come back home. You ever have that experience, you know? Suddenly you have a very long friend, so you never communicate to him or her. Suddenly you think of him or her for a while, then suddenly there's a message or phone from them. See, your mind can send a signal. So when you say these 4 magic words, if you don't use, you put your mind in there, it will not work. It's just only our mouth is talking. Like our mouth is doing, reading a poem, but it's not working. You have to use the mind, you have to use the thought in here. So when you say the 4 words, I'm sorry, you say sorry to who? You have to use your thought. I'm sorry to my mother. So your mother, when you close your eyes, your mother image have to be in your mind, in your thought. I'm sorry to my brothers. I want to say sorry to my teachers. I want to say sorry to my son. I want to say sorry to my daughters. It have to be in there. Please forgive me. Forgive. I want to ask forgiveness from who? I want to ask forgiveness from God. Then you have to be there. I want to ask forgiveness from my parents. I want to ask forgiveness from my friends, from my teachers. You have to be there. Your thought have to be there. Then you want to say thank you, right? I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, right? Thanks to who? Your mind, your thoughts have to have that. You have to feel it. You feel like what? You can, this way just now, in this morning, I teach you, right? You have to use your imagination. So when your mother hug you, how do you feel? I feel so peaceful, sir. I feel so happy. Imagine that. Your mom, someone that you love, hug you. And you say, thank you. I love you. So Dr. Len is a practitioner, so he used that method. And you know what happened later on? All these patients recover. And later on, this hospital closed. And because of that, he was so successful, he created a book. And it becomes, bestseller in America. But some people start to practice it. But if you don't get the main point, of course it will not work. Okay? So, during this Ho'oponopono song, Elena Wongso Lao Sư, he is very creative, he's very good, he has good intentions, he made into a song in Mandarin. And he sing that, 我爱你，对不起，请原谅我，谢谢你. You have to also become a role model. How to become a role model? Okay, during my self-deaf class, this is the song that I turn on. I ask the students all to calm down. I also will sit down either in there or sit down in here. I also have to close my eyes. Why, sir? Role model. These students are very funny, Sometimes they close their eyes, they will like to pick. What is my teacher doing? What is Sir Stephen doing? If they see me that I'm playing my phone or playing my laptop, they know why I have to listen to that guy. He's a liar. He's a bullier, He only bully us. Because we are smaller than him, he's forcing us to do this thing. They will not trust me. So I have to become a role model. I have to show to them, I also do this. And most of the time after doing this, I will ask them, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel like your eyes right now is more sharpened than before? Yes, sir. See, that's the power of relaxation. That's the benefit. You can do that at home. Then they will listen. Then everybody will really practice that. If no, people will, they are not stupid, they are smart. Okay, so for that part, you guys really have to become a role model. You have to show them you also have to practice that. You also have to become a practitioner. It's not only like, because Awi asked me, or because Miss Huang Lao Sư asked me, Miss Cindy asked me, then I do it. Then it's become formality. Then you see all these things doesn't work. Just formality. But if we really practice it, make it like this, In Malaysia, there's a Chen Lao Si, I think. He is also a teacher in Taiwan. And then after that, he retired. Then he become a teacher in Malaysia. He ever said to us, he have a students in the class, troublemakers, like to fight, you know. And he really practiced that. Before he sleep, he will put the student names in front of her, and he will use that 4 magic word, and he will chant that more than 100 times in the evening before he sleep, and in the morning when he wake up. Miraculously, after a few months, the student changed. Okay, he also didn't know why, but I know why. After I study quantum physics, after I study about energy, because she was sending energy through her subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind can communicate to each other, you know. When you know how to use this, what I call just now, the brain, what? Wave. How that, what I call dukun, sending the, what I call the black magic, is through this, using this subconscious mind, sending the vibration. Basically, our brain in here is vibrating. Everything in this thing world, you know, because we cannot see with our eyes, is vibrating. So you can also create a miracles in your class, in your life, if you practice that into your daily life. In fact, you also can change your destiny, but you have to practice it. So you see, strangely enough, if we got very good homeroom teachers, the whole class will change. Because why? The energy of that teachers. Because most of the time you have the most of the time with them. Your energy in there. Your vibration in there. So if someone who practicing energy, they from interview we already can feel the person energy. Right? The person is like very lame, very energy. We also can feel it. Oh, the person is cheerful. The energy is positive. They are vibrating. You can see from their eyes. That is all the sign of the energy. You can also hear from their voice also. There's a sign of the energy. So just few seconds, I just see like this. I already know this person's energy. It's good or bad. So every day we have to practice that in our life. So you want to change your life, you want to create miracles, you can. You have that tools. Start from there. Just if we really do like this, you know, all these things that what we are facing right now is supposed to be, we will not have it. Okay? So I have finished mentions about Ti Chi Kui, and also finished mentions about the 4 magic words. Do you have questions regarding this?
No, I don't know. I don't know what message is it.
Then we have to ask the Mandarin teacher.
And then
no, just kidding.
Not only the students, even though, right, the homeroom teachers, it actually, example, one of our students actually raised up the voice to us. In another word, actually don't respect us. We cannot actually relate to the Ti Chi Kui. Okay, we have already learned every morning that you cannot do it. Actually, if the homeroom teachers know what the Ti Chi Kui book tells us about, we can relate to the book. Okay, actually, you have already raised your voice to me. You don't respect me. See again the chapter, this one. That we can repeat, we can tell to them the message. But you cannot do that. I think, right, instead of asking them to read the Ti Chi Kui, meanwhile they don't understand, I mean, like, the most important thing is like, how can we truly deliver the message? I think, right, my suggestions after reading the whole chapter in Mandarin, we need to read in English or we change the language if possible in my suggestions. Because like our students actually, like some of my students in my school too, actually they have been studying here since primary, and then they also understand. But they speak Mandarin, right? Yeah, but I don't understand Mandarin, so I don't know what actually this tells about. And then back to the case also like Jasmine yesterday. But you have been studying here since in class, and like you are supposed to learn about teaching already. But the reality actually she even doesn't know what the book tells her about. To be honest, also the homeroom teachers, do you know what this book tells about? I think you know the meaning in English or in Bahasa Indonesia only one time, right? During in Cemara. After that, do you read this in our language or in English? To be honest, the homeroom teacher.
Maybe,
Yeah, go ahead.
maybe I can answer your question. How to deliver to the students? They can maybe, if impossible, the teachers that don't understand Mandarin and then we understand the correct. There is the translation also, but maybe we don't really read it all. But there is the title of each chapter. I was a homeroom teacher, and at that time, last year, Sir Edward told us after reading the play, can you give a short story to students? So through a story. So we as a homeroom teacher, okay, this week we learned chapter 1. So we repeat the story like Sir said just now. So we deliver the meaning, not through the meaning each sentence, but through the point of each chapter.
Yeah, but the reality, do the homeroom teachers do it? I think not. I mean like this, right? If we read together like this, compared to the Mandarin as well, because mostly our students understand English. When our parents call us, we should answer them right away. When they tell us to do something, we should do it promptly. With every day they read it, and then we also read it. It will be stuck in their subconscious mind in ours also. When our parents instruct us, we should listen respectfully. When our teacher instruct us, we should listen respectfully. Like it will, and then actually when they don't respect us, we can go back to our teaching. Okay, remember, when your teacher instruct you to do something, you have to listen respectfully. But actually, when our students misbehave, we never relate to teacher way. We only like emphasize our school teaches about teacher way. But when they misbehave, have we ever explained this? Because we also don't know how to explain. Okay, our school is teaching about teacher way, this one. But have we really understood in which part actually they misbehave? In what chapter? In example, in chapter 5, what point? We really don't understand.
You mean we not really memorize it yet also?
Yes, that means after Mandarin, like in my class, I do it just few months back. I read, okay, together we read in English. So what's the meaning in English? Because you don't understand also in Mandarin, right? So example, today chapter 1 in English, tomorrow chapter 2 in English also. So when they do something wrong, oh, okay, in this point, I can do that to this book. So I think my suggestion is.
If I can give opinion, maybe the conditions, if each chapter have the main topic, but every bait, every line have their own sentence itself, which when we collect it, it will become those topic. And if for the suggestions, maybe for example in a week there are 5 days, we can use 3 days for English, 2 days for Mandarin. So for example, 3 days for lower level, maybe we can support in making some recording, same for the recording that we have in Mandarin, but we make it in English version. So I think I also agree with it.
And yes, when working, we should be aware of our surroundings so as not to bump into anything. But when our students actually bump into anything, have we tell this to the student? Okay, look again, chapter 3, being mindful in daily life. Because we don't also realize that it is written in our teacher book. When working, we should be aware of our surrounding. When they bump into the wall, we never relate to our teaching. Okay, just simply, okay, the punishment, you do something wrong. Yeah, from what actually? From what standard? We have to relate to this. Actually, all the things and regulations written in here. When entering a room, and then others thing. I mean, like it's really good, super.
Okay.
When if they understand, that's the point.
How about we have the concept right now, like just now Miss Nikki say, but I think I prefer 3 days in Mandarin, 2 days English. So Monday to Wednesday Mandarin, Thursday and Friday English. I don't mind. Okay, but I think right now, if you try to relate to just now, what is the case just now? Jasmine case, right? In fact, we also already have edition now. Every day we also read it during lunch times. Correct, right? What is that? Integrity.
But no more, sir, only three
Why?
months.
Why?
3 months.
No, after 3 months we will discuss again. I'm not saying we will close it.
But everyone have already stopped it, right?
After 3 months, another 3 months. After that,
Yeah, somebody asked me, right? I say continue first. I say continue first. I say later on if we have other case again, then if we need to change, then we will change. I didn't say stop it. So you see, there's
This one.
a misunderstanding in this part. You have to continue to do that. Okay, so let them and keep reminding. Don't only just read, but also make it into like daily chit chat and conversations. If you have some case, if you read it, and then share with them. Like on yesterday, myself, I shared with them. There's one case, very big case in Hong Kong. It's about one actress and Socialita, right? And she already divorced with the husband, but she still take care of the husband and the family. Let them. She buy an apartment and let them, stay there. What is the case?
Motivation and healing.
Yeah, and then later on, the woman was found in the cooking pot in the refrigerators. Serious. All of this is because of the greed. All of this is because of this, negative thought. Why? Because of the greed. The husband, you see, this is why people are not successful. Again and again, I say we are all vibratings. If what is your dominant in your mind, you will vibrate it out to this universe. What you vibrate out, you will attract it. This is why he is bankrupt. The father-in-law bankrupt, the mother-in-law bankrupt. They all ever file bankruptcy. So they are always lack of money. And then later on, maybe they say they kind of like thinking it's the father-in-law. The father-in-law used to be a police, head of the police also. But he was a bit like forced to resign because he ever raped women. Okay? And then they think he is the mastermind of that. Then he come up with the idea, they accuse him, he come up with the ideas to kidnap the wife and to basically, in other words, kill her, so that they can get all her money. Because when the wife, like say, die or at least they can get the insurance, they also can get the money from because legally they are still married. They are only separate. Okay? See? So like this kind of case, I try to relate that to about stealing, why we may not have that habit, why we may not feed our greeds. So try to use that kind of thing, sharing with the students. Okay, so that let them understand about it. About this gay and lesbian thing, what did I do yesterday? I bring a magnet. Seriously. Okay? I tell them the magnet is like this. There's a red and there's a sign like this, north and south. I ask the kid, okay, go ahead, hold this. You have the red one, I have this blue one. Put it together. Stick, like this. Show them, see? Hold it right now. There's a red one, north. I have the red one. Try it, put it together. Cannot, Cannot do. You see, I asked the kid in here, who created this, the universe and the law? Because we have law, right? The law of gravity, law of everything. Who created this? They call God. Okay, correct. Who created this magnet? And all these things, God also, correct or no? So God tried to tell you something, to teach you something through here, right? Correct or no? This means plus and minus is plus example is the man, minus is the woman, it clubs. It will attract. But it's supposed to be plus and plus is cannot. Minus and minus it cannot. It teach you in there. But humans don't want to listen. They want to against nature. When you try to against nature, against God teaching, problems will rise. Correct or no? So that's basically in there. God cannot communicate. If he can communicate, he will send you WhatsApp, I think. But he communicates with you through this law of, the universe. So you want to know is the teaching from the God, you see how the universe working. You follow it, you live peacefully. You live happily. You try to against it, problems will come. You will suffer. So I tell them through this one. So they can really, oh yeah, it's true. But my son, Andrews, he's a very analytical, He's not just simply like this, he will ask more. But why like this? Why this morning he asked me more? So I can, because he's Buddhist, I can explain to him more clearly. I say, some people, you see, they are very smart. I say, I ever came to one temple, the speaker, he's a Buddhist. And he say, Buddha also never say like that we cannot have a gay relationship. He said like that. I am the one that time, I raised the hands. I said, Buddha that time is what year? 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago have gay relationship, man? Have a lesbian, man? So you cannot relate to, the time periods, come on. And then I say, so yeah, some other countries really legally make it. Men and men can marry, women and women can marry. They're getting stronger and stronger support. I say, one side I also pity them because in the past we see the history. If you are gay, lesbian, you got abundance, you got bullies, you got threatens. I disagree with that treatment also. So I tell Andrew, we should help. We should care, we should guide them. Not threatening them, not hurting them, but also not supporting it. Because in teaching of the Buddhists here, we believe of reincarnations. After finish this life, you will go to another life. And we believe that we will be born again as an animal if you do something bad. And you see, I tell to Andrew, you see animal. They can marry with the same genders. They even can marry with their own families. Because animal, they don't have the frontal brains. The frontal brain here, you can differentiate this is right, this is wrong. Animal, no, they only work with instinct. Human also have the animal brains. Our brain here also have this reptile brains in here. So because we have been reborn many times, all that habit still strong, like it is stored in the subconscious mind. When you're born again as a human, because in the previous life you're an animal, that animal instinct still strong here. That's why you still have that habit. But you shouldn't let that animal instinct make it become stronger. God give you one is the free will. You have a right, you have power to control it, to make it become better. God gives you this free will. So can you say like this, someone in their previous life, they are born as a lions, so they are what? Killing instinct is very strong. Have on the people like this? Have. Then if you say, yeah, because I have my killing instinct, that's why I'm allowed to kill people. Can you say like that? I tell Andrew, cannot, right? We cannot allow that animal instinct killing here become stronger, right? So what we do, we have to control it to make it become better. God give you this power here, give you this brain here, so that you know this is wrong. You have to control it. So we cannot do this. I say, if what happened in this world, we all practice this, all become gay and lesbian, all human extinct. Correct, no? We're gone. That's the end of the world. But I say to Andrew, look at the history. The first time AIDS comes, when does it come from? Africa, America. Came from what people? Gay and lesbian people. So isn't that there's a message to you already from God? Don't do that. Problem will come. Just simple like this. God already sent message to you. Tell you already from there. Simple like this. You can do analyticals, right? You have these frontal brains. That's the message, I say, to tell us, don't do that. But if you see people like they have like this kind of behavior, we shouldn't hurt them, and we shouldn't like abandon them. We should care for them, help them, let them improve themselves to be better for this life. So we should have this kind of conversation during lunch, during your homeroom time, sharing this to your students. This is more valuable than the teaching of your subject. It will make their life to be better. Hey, let me ask you first, this just now, our B case? LB case, LB Wong, you see, the father-in-law, did he graduate from university? Yes. The son graduate from university? Yes. Did they go to school? Yes. But why they are so cruel? See, this is our homework. See? So don't think like, oh, I think I have to teach my kids, English. I have to teach my kids Mandarin. I have to teach my kids, this one, that one. No. If one day they become a murderer, who knows that we are one of the victims also? Then we will be regrets, While we become a teacher, we not teach them the real one. It's not that. The basic, it have to be morality first. I cannot do this by myself. See, even from how many, I think almost 1 or 2 months, I never have self-death with them. Correct? No? I was so busy with campus, right? Almost Fridays, I went out to other towns. Only just this time, this month, I only have one time self-death with them. But you guys as a homeroom, you have almost every day with them. Okay, that's why in our champ C put number first. Okay, so in summary, Monday to Wednesday we will have teacher quiz in Mandarin. Thursday and Friday we'll have it in English.
So, or it should be better Monday, Wednesday, Friday Mandarin, Tuesday, Thursday English.
Later, easy forget this.
Alright, then.
I have discussed that with Miss Jenny yesterday. Okay, any other questions? So is it clear? So when they read, we also read. Okay, when you turn on that music, they have their books, they are doing like this, we also do like this. When we do this four magic, explain to them. Let them have to use the thought. I mean, explain one more time how to use that thought. This means you have to learn about the using imaginations. I know some of us, we have to practice that imaginations. That imagination have to be practiced like a muscle. You have to keep practicing. The more you use it, then your muscle will come out. At first, difficult for several people to ask them, okay, imagine your mother while you close your eyes. Difficult. But don't give up. Let them keep practice that. Once they can do it. Okay, so that is called thought. How about feel? How do you feel? Our feeling we have feeling, right? Happy, sad, good, peaceful, nice. That is a feeling. The stronger the feeling is like a rocket. Our mind is like a rocket, but the rocket without a fuel, what will happen? It will never fly. Okay, so in order for this rocket to fly, you need a fuel. The fuel is what? It's your emotions. It's your feeling. The stronger the feeling, the stronger this, four magic word working. Okay, so let them really, through your guidance. Usually, I'm good in that part. Imagine your mother is holding you. This is why students can cry this, and because I'm good in saying that few words. Imagine like this. Your mother will work hard. They are this, they are that. So they can imagine that. Imagine that times, your mother's already worked so hard for you, cook for you, and you still say this word. I hate this word. I don't like it. Why you made it? So they can imagine that, right? So for that time, for this time, we already understand. We would like to say sorry. I'm sorry, mother. Please forgive me. So they can relate to this part. Okay? Thank you, mother. I love you. Thank you for this wonderful food today that you cook for us. I love you, mother. It's like this. So say that words. Okay? If you want to change that variety, but the main point, we have to be in that role. Okay, the first step, if we cannot do that, you use that Alina Wong so on. But actually, do you pay attention? You use word Mandarin. After say 4 magic words, they speak the word. Okay, they have the meaning behind that. Okay, finish. What other? What time now?
Still 11:30.
Okay, regarding RCT, also I found out this 3 or 2 days ago. When entering a class, I saw the fan, that fan is super dirty. And then I saw like the aircon, above of this aircon here full of these spider webs. So in other words, this spider web and these fans so dirty, it's not happened just 1 day, 2 days or a week. Means already been several months not clean up. Okay, so how to avoid this thing? I was really inspired by Japan's a country, Japan. Did you know or not, in Japan they have this habit, again it's a habit, every time after they finish eating their lunch, they will directly clean up their class together. If you do it by yourself alone, you clean this room, you might take 1 hour. Okay, but if we all of us together clean up, how long it take? Maybe just 2 minutes. Okay, so they all together, including the teachers, they clean up their classroom. So they build that habit from very young age, from kindergartens until the university level. So later on, right now it's become what? Their habits. Now right now it's become what? The whole country cultures. Characters. Another one is with characters. So if you have a chance to go to Japan, you will see how sparkling and clean their countries. You see, like last time during World Cup, what happened to them? The audience, the Japanese audience, they clean up the stadiums. If they are the soccer player, they will clean up their their waiting rooms or their place for them, changing clothes. Okay, so that is a good thing? Of course. So how do we build that? If we do it once a while only, or we are waiting for our office girl to do that, then we will never build this habit. So we used to have that in our school. I used to buy all the pail this and then, but right now I don't know, all the pail disappear already. Serious, from Tuasan that time, we buy it. We even put down the class names, but right now I don't know where it goes. Okay, so you have 1 hour meal times. 1 hour. Use that time to build closeness, teamwork together. There's also teaching in there, right? Teamwork, togetherness. I hear from some classes, the students start to become, separated. They gang up. This one with this gang, this one with that gang, and this gang with that gang don't be friends. This is not really good. Okay. And students start to bullying, and why they're bullying? Because they don't feel closeness, they never have a chance to have this teamwork experience. Okay, so somehow, of course, they will build up, become like this. So how to change it? So we have to change the pattern. So one of them is make the teamwork, clean up together, have activities together. It will build the closeness together. So I suggest right now, after lunch, we do clean up together. Okay. So we don't wait until our office girl to do this job. Okay, so we want to build it. And in the beginning, I think, before this new year, last semester, I think I saw you guys did quite good job. I get into the class is quite clean. Right now, it's going back again. There's a basketball in the class, there's a guitar in the class, room is quite messy again. So I think we haven't built that. So that's why I need to discuss that with you. How is it?
So, but for primary 4 and primary 6, if we used to ask them to clean up the children, rubbish bin, rubbish, whiteboard and others. But if talking about like the fan or spider
Not the fan, the classroom.
So if like it means like the things, spider web locker, okay, maybe locker their own responsibility. Like for spider webs, how do you say? because impossible we ask them to go up.
Okay, minimum we are aware about it. Okay, then we inform kakak to do that. If let's say if you can help to do that with the students, then we just need to. Do you know or no? Right now, in every school in Japan, they didn't hire any janitor. Yeah, they didn't hire any janitor. Then who's the one that do all this job? Everyone do that job, including the spider webs. Okay, so this whole thing here will not happen until so many, because it's been many months. But if every day we are consistent, clean up, I think we will never see it, So, but if for something like aircons, like fan, we cannot do that. Then you have to first have aware, then keep reminding them. Okay, put in the groups building management, reminding them about it. Okay, any other questions? Okay, what other part do we need to discuss?
The announcement for our convocation contest last time. You
Uh-huh.
already got the topic here.
Okay.
But when is the date for us to announce to the students?
Next week?
Next week.
Just every level, every QC, just announce it by yourself, and then
So next week.
we don't have to gather them anymore. Okay, again, the habit of COVID, we have to start to change it already. Okay, so you can announce it anytime you want, based on the level. Okay, next one, I think we have to discuss about the next project. A big project is You Are Wonderful Parents. So this is also quite related to the topic that we're talking about, is about teacher koi. So You Are Wonderful Parents, one is try to connect to the teaching of the teacher koi, filial piety, kindness, sibling relationship, dancing, performance. But the dancing and the performance all have to be about kindness. Cannot be like December times, or cannot be like during the Chinese New Year time, cannot like this anymore. Okay, so you guys, this means I have to be a bit strict in this part. So before you start to practicing with your students, you have to show it to me first. This means you have to make proposal first. What are you going to do? I have to approve it first. Then you can start to practice it. If no, later on you have been practice that for several months, and then I found out, then I say I disagree with that, then you waste your time. You will start from zero again. So to avoid that, better start right now. You show it to me. Okay, I noticed yesterday as some students practicing drama in the studios. Okay, they are not practicing, they are playing, and they are sleeping. Okay, so don't think they are big enough, they can do by themselves. It's just wasting time. Okay, and then also you need a guide from us as a teachers. If no students, you ask them to act. I remember when I was at the time like this, I don't know how to act. But if right now you ask me to act, I'm quite good. Why can be like this? I think age factor also play important roles. Okay, when I was in their age, I quite shy, I quite worried about later on what's the girl thinking about me. Correct, no? But right now I'm married already, I don't really care anymore. Correct, no? So I'm more freely to act, I'm not really, my mind will concern, they want to, later on, that's the girl that I like, later on, all that thing make effects, So that's why we a bit worry. When we worry, you cannot act. Right, so, because they need a guide from us. How to do like this, how to do that. If no, later on, because drama is one of the things I concern, it takes a long time. But somehow you see our students getting more and more. Right? And we want to give everyone to do the performance, and you will see the time sometimes is not enough. Okay, so we need to sit down together, we need to make the rundown first, whether can or no. And if can, really, that drama is the best one. It's the best one. Okay, so it really the touching part. It's supposed to be the very best one, and then it can connect it to the last agenda which we are going to serve the tea. So it's touching because we need this one, how parents and students feel. It has to be touching. Okay? So when they have that feelings, the moments, the mood come, boom, we give this serving tea. It's very good. Okay, can I have it, the deadlines, by this Monday? Already can? Already have? Some already know the have. Some? No. So when? Wednesday?
They haven't fixed about the date of the performance because some of like
Usually we did it in almost the 4th week of the May. Because June already we have final test, right? So usually around the 3rd week or the 4th week of May.
That means junior high school students will not join, right, sir?
They join.
Because in May they will have
usually their final test is the 1st week or 2nd week. Yeah, because we've been doing this for a while already.
And that means at the end of the May is the
Almost the end of the May, the 4th week of the May.
If SS3, sir,
SSC also join.
that means that they need to come to
Yeah.
school again after
To practice.
one of us.
Yeah. In the past, we do the farewell in the UR Whatever Parents, but because as I told you, our students getting more and more, the time's not enough anymore, so we start to split it. So we will have the farewell. The graduation is in June, right? It's like this. But before, we also do it together during UR Whatever Parents.
So, for wonderful parents, like traditional dance, can or cannot sing?
Can? Still can. But you ask me break dance can or no, cannot? Modern dance cannot.
One more thing, so how about if a choir related to variety but Indonesian song, can or not?
You can try English and Mandarin first.
English and
English and Mandarin first.
For the imagine for upper level, I plan to do like still modern, but maybe like I choose a song and then later on we do more like contemporary dance.
Like what?
Contemporary dance.
What is that?
Maybe like the more like the rapper. So not really like powerful modern dance. The soft one.
I ever see last time. I ever saw it a few years back. It's quite good. The students make the dance and the hand movements using the lamp, the light, and then they close all the lamp, in that place, and then later on at the end they do all these things together and then come out love. Can like this, it's like very nice one. And then also they ever have that performance, like we ever have Pon or what, like that time the Jokowian ride the motorcycle, have the Tet Tarian, Is it? I don't know. That one okay. They show the togetherness, they show the teamwork. Is it from Aceh one? I think I ever have like this. I also agree.
And also, can I use the honesty drama that I got from Teacher in Malaysia about seed that grow, that actually the king gives the seeds to the people to grow. And
That one is about honesty, right? Can?
Last time already, previous years ago already do the Samansen. Is it okay with
Yeah,
you?
it's okay. We already quite forget already. Yeah, 4 years we also quite forget already. That's why we can recycle it again, right? Alright, so this why this concept of recycle is very powerful. Our final and mid test also we can recycle it again after 4 or 5 years later. Okay, we also quite forget already, right? We can recycle it again, so we can save your time and save your energy. Okay, instead of keep typing it up.
Because last time our Chinese Mandarin, they have make a Chinese movie and have the subtitle. It's about the filial piety
Piety.
also, but we haven't show it because there is not a very correct moment to show it. So this is like a movie, like around 12 or 13 minutes like that. So if later I ask them to edit it more,
Short,
make it better,
shorter.
short, and then because have the like have the berbakti topic there. If later it can, maybe I will show to sir. If it's
You want to
close.
show it?
Yes, okay. We show it like a movie. After that, will be closed by like celebrity singing also like that.
I see first. I see first.
Later we modify again. Yeah. Dedication. Yeah. After we edit it and then send it.
Okay. Okay. So Wednesday, before 5 o'clock. Okay. All right, Miss. Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Okay, sir. You may no need to record.